Hey Gemini, come sit down with me because I just did a reading for you and honestly, the energy that came through was so clear. I need to share this with you right away because what I'm seeing here is about someone in your orbit whose mask is literally starting to crack. Like, you know when someone has been playing a role for so long and suddenly the facade just cannot hold anymore. That is exactly what is happening around you right now. So, let me just get straight into what the cards are showing because this is one of those readings where each card that came out was like another piece of the puzzle falling into place. And Gemini, I think you are going to recognize some of these patterns as I go through them because honestly, the universe is making this pretty obvious at this point. The very first card I pulled for you is the Knight of Swords, and I actually had to take a moment when this one came out because the energy here is so fast and so cutting. You know how knights represent action and movement, right? Well, the Knight of Swords is that energy of truth coming at you at lightning speed. This is about revelations that are happening quickly, information that is coming to light without any gentleness or preparation. Someone around you is about to have their true intentions exposed, and it is going to happen in a way that is sharp and undeniable. What I find really interesting about this card in your reading is that swords are all about the mental realm, about communication and truth and clarity. So this is not like some vague feeling you might have about someone. This is concrete. This is words that will be said, messages that will be revealed, maybe even screenshots or conversations that come to light. The Knight of Swords does not tiptoe around anything. When this energy shows up, it means the truth is charging forward, whether anyone is ready for it or not. And here is what I am really picking up on for you specifically. Someone in your life has been watching you, and not in a supportive way. They have been observing your wins, your growth, your glow up, whatever you want to call it, and internally they've been struggling with it. But they have been good at hiding it, you know? They have been smiling to your face, maybe even celebrating with you on the surface, but underneath there has been this whole other narrative going on. The Knight of Swords is saying that their ability to maintain that mask is coming to an end. Something is going to slip. They're going to say something that reveals too much, or someone else is going to expose what they've been saying behind your back. It is that swift, cutting revelation energy. The thing about the Knight of Swords is that it does not really care about feelings or diplomacy. It cares about truth. So when this exposure happens, it might feel harsh or sudden. You might be taken aback by how direct and undeniable it is. But Gemini, this is actually a blessing because you are someone who values authenticity and real connection. You would rather know the truth than be kept in the dark, right? This card is confirming that you are about to get exactly that kind of clarity. Now, the second card I pulled is the Fool, and okay. This one made me pause because at first it might seem contradictory, but actually it is so perfect. The Fool is card number 1 in the tarot. It is all about new beginnings, in essence, taking leaps of faith. But here is the thing about the Fool in this particular reading. It is showing me two different perspectives, and both of them matter. First, let me talk about how this relates to the person whose jealousy is being exposed. The Fool can represent someone who has been naive or foolish in their actions. This person thought they could maintain their jealousy secretly. They thought they could watch you, compare themselves to you, maybe even subtly undermine you, and that it would never come back to them. They were foolish to think they could hide these feelings indefinitely. The Fool energy here is showing me someone who did not think through the consequences of their actions and their hidden resentment. There is this element with the Fool love. Someone stepping off a cliff without looking, right? That is literally the imagery on the card. This person has been so consumed with their feelings about you that they have not been watching their own step. They have been so focused on you, on what you have, on comparing their journey to yours, that they have made mistakes. They have gotten sloppy. Maybe they have vented to the wrong person, or left evidence of their true feelings somewhere visible, or simply let their mask slip in a moment of frustration. The Fool is saying they walked right into this exposure without even realizing they were headed there. But here is the second layer that I'm getting with the Fool for you, Gemini. This card is also about your new beginning that is coming after this revelation. See, when you find out the truth about this person's jealousy, it is going to open up a new chapter for you. You are going to step into a new phase where you are no longer carrying this person's energy unknowingly. You know how sometimes you can feel that something is off, but you cannot quite put your finger on it, and it affects you in subtle ways. Once this truth comes out, you get to make a fresh start without that weight. The Fool is telling you that you are about to step into a more authentic version of your life. You are going to be able to take new risks and make new choices from a place of clarity. When you know who is genuinely in your corner and who has been harboring resentment, you get to reorganize your life accordingly. And there is something really freeing about that. The Fool carries this energy of optimism and possibility. So even though this revelation might sting initially, it is actually opening the door to something better for you. I also want to point out that the Fool is associated with the element of air, which is your element as a Gemini. This feels significant. It is like the universe is reminding you that you are built for this kind of mental clarity and truth. Air signs need honesty and clear communication to thrive, and that is exactly what is coming your way. You are going to breathe easier once you know the truth. The third card that came out for you is Death, and before anyone panics, let me be really clear that this is not about physical death. In tarot, the Death card is one of the most powerful transformation cards in the entire deck. This is about endings that make way for new beginnings. This is about cycles completing. This is about the absolute closure of something that has been dragging on for too long. In the context of your reading, the Death card is confirming that this situation with the jealous person is coming to a definitive end. Like, not a maybe end or a gradual fading, but a clear, unmistakable conclusion. When their jealousy gets exposed, when their true feelings come to light, that relationship or dynamic as you knew it is done, there is no going back from this kind of revelation. You cannot unknow what you are about to find out. What I find really powerful about the Death card showing up here is that it represents necessary endings. This is not a tragedy, even if it might feel uncomfortable in the moment. This is the universe doing some cleaning in your life. Think about it like this. Would you want to continue investing your time and energy into someone who has been secretly jealous of you? Would you want that person close to you, in your space, having access to your life and your wins? Of course not. The Death card is saying that this ending is actually protection for you. The Death card also speaks to the permanence of this transformation. Once this person is exposed, once their shadow side comes to light, things cannot go back to how they were before. Even if they apologize, even if they try to explain it away, the trust is broken and the dynamic has fundamentally changed. Death energy is irreversible in that way. It marks a before and after in your life. There is also this element of other people witnessing this transformation. The Death card often involves some kind of public or witnessed ending. So it is possible that when this person's jealousy gets exposed, it will not just be something between you and them. Other people in your circle might also become aware of what has been going on. This could be through the way they react, the things they say, or information that comes out in a group setting. There is something here about the truth becoming known on a wider level, not just privately. And honestly, Gemini, the Death card is telling you to let this ending happen without trying to resurrect what was. I know as a Gemini, you are probably good at seeing multiple perspectives, and you might be tempted to understand why this person felt jealous or to give them another chance. But the Death card is saying no, this cycle needs to complete fully. You need to allow this transformation to happen so that new, healthier dynamics can enter your life. Now let me tell you about the fourth card, because this one really adds another dimension to everything. I pulled the Knight of Cups, and this is fascinating energy in this reading. The Knight of Cups is typically associated with romance, with emotional offers, with someone approaching you with genuine feelings. But in this context, in a reading about someone's hidden jealousy being exposed, the Knight of Cups is showing me the contrast between authentic emotion and fake emotion. See, the person who has been jealous of you might have been presenting themselves as the Knight of Cups to you. They might have been offering you what looked like genuine friendship, support, or care. The Knight of Cups rides in with this beautiful cup offering, looking all romantic and sincere. But what I am getting here is that their cup has been empty, or worse, it has been filled with envy rather than genuine good wishes for you. They have been performing emotional support, while internally feeling very differently. The Knight of Cups in this reading is revealing the fakeness of their previous emotional presentations to you. You know how some people are really good at saying the right things. They know how to act like they're happy for you. They know the social scripts. They can perform support convincingly. That is what has been happening. But the difference between a genuine Knight of Cups and a false one is sustainability. Real emotion, real support, real care can be sustained over time. Fake emotion eventually shows cracks. What is coming through strongly is that this person may have even been the one bringing you information or acting like they were looking out for you in the past. The Knight of Cups is a messenger, someone who brings emotional news or offers. They might have positioned themselves as someone who cares about your emotional well-being or who wants to protect you. But the truth is they were actually studying you, gathering information, watching your moves while pretending to be in your corner. Here is another layer I am getting with the Knight of Cups though. And this is actually really positive for you. After this fake Knight of Cups energy gets exposed, after you see this person for who they really are, there is space for real Knight of Cups energy to enter your life. This could be new people who come into your orbit with genuine good intentions. This could be authentic emotional connections that form once you are no longer wasting energy on someone who was never really for you. The Knight of Cups is ultimately a positive card. So its presence here is telling me that genuine support and real emotional connection is available to you. Just not from this person who has been hiding their jealousy. The Knight of Cups also suggests that you might receive some kind of emotional message or communication that helps reveal the truth about this situation. Maybe someone else comes to you with information out of genuine care. Maybe you overhear something or receive a message that was not meant for you. However it happens, there is this element of emotional truth being delivered to you. Even if it is painful. The fifth card I drew is the Knight of Pentacles, and now we have THRE Knights in this reading, which is really significant. Knights are all about action, movement, and messages. They represent things happening rather than things being stagnant. So the fact that we have 3 Knights tells me this situation is moving quickly and definitively toward resolution. The Knight of Pentacles, specifically, is the slowest and most methodical of all the Knights. While the Knight of Swords rushes in with truth, and the Knight of Cups flows in with emotion, the Knight of Pentacles takes his time. He is careful, practical, grounded. So what is this energy doing in a reading about someone's jealousy being exposed? Here is what I am picking up. The Knight of Pentacles is showing me that this person's jealousy has been building for a long time. This is not new. This is not a recent development. They have been slowly, steadily accumulating these feelings of envy toward you. Every time you achieved something, every time you glowed, every time you stepped into more of your power, they were taking note. They were adding it to their internal scoreboard. The Knight of Pentacles energy means this has been a slow burn. But here is the thing about the Knight of Pentacles. He always reaches his destination eventually. He might take longer than the other Knights, but he is the most reliable in terms of actually completing the journey. What this tells me is that their jealousy has been building to a point where it cannot be contained anymore. They have been slowly collecting resentment like the Knight of Pentacles slowly accumulates resources. And now that collection is so large, it is going to spill over and become visible. The Knight of Pentacles also speaks to practical, material matters. So the jealousy might specifically be related to tangible things you have or have achieved. Maybe it is about your job, your money, your home, your possessions, your lifestyle. It could be about career success or financial stability. The Pentacles suit is all about the physical, material world. This person might have been comparing their material reality to yours and coming up short in their own mind. And that comparison has bred jealousy. What is interesting is that the Knight of Pentacles is actually a very positive card usually. It represents hard work, dedication, building something real and lasting. So there is a message here for you as well. While this person has been busy being jealous of what you have been busy building, you have been putting in the work. You have been focused on your own path. The Knight of Pentacles confirms that what you have is not luck. It is not random. It is the result of your steady effort and dedication. Their jealousy cannot diminish what you have actually earned and created for yourself. The Knight of Pentacles is also telling you to stay grounded when this exposure happens. Do not get dramatic. Do not get pulled into chaos. Handle this revelation with the practical, steady energy of the Knight of Pentacles. Acknowledge the truth. Make the necessary changes to protect your peace and keep building your life. Do not let their jealousy distract you from your path. The final card I pulled for you is the 7 of Wands, and honestly, Gemini, This card is so perfect for wrapping up this reading. The Seven of Wands is the card of defense, of standing your ground, of fighting off challenges. The traditional image shows someone standing on higher ground, holding a wand and defending their position against 6 other wands coming at them from below. This card is confirming that you have been under attack, just not in an obvious way. The person whose jealousy is about to be exposed has been one of those wands coming at you from below. They have been challenging you, competing with you, trying to knock you down from your position, but they have been doing it in subtle or hidden ways. Maybe through passive-aggressive comments, through backhanded compliments, through subtle undermining, or just through the energy they have been projecting at you. The Seven of Wands is a card about maintaining your position despite opposition. And Gemini, you have been maintaining your position. Despite whatever this person has been doing or saying or feeling, you have stayed solid. You have continued to achieve, to grow, to shine. The Seven of Wands is acknowledging that it takes energy to defend your space, especially when you are not even fully aware of where the attack is coming from. You might have felt like you have had to work harder than you should, or like there has been some kind of resistance you could not quite identify. Now you are going to understand where that resistance was coming from. The Seven of Wands also represents a moment where you have to actively defend yourself and your boundaries. Once this person's jealousy is exposed, you are going to need to stand firm. They might try to downplay it, explain it away, make excuses, or even flip it around and make you feel like you are the problem. The Seven of Wands says nitrogen monoxide, stand your ground. Defend your peace. Do not let anyone make you feel bad for their jealousy. That is their issue to deal with, not yours to manage. What I love about the Seven of Wands in this position is that it shows you in the power position. You are the one on higher ground. You are the one with the advantage. Even though it might feel like a challenge to deal with this exposure and the aftermath, you are actually in control here. You get to decide how to respond. You get to decide what boundaries to set. You get to decide whether this person gets any more access to you and your life. The Seven of Wands can also indicate that other people might have opinions about this situation once it becomes known. Some might tell you to forgive and forget. Others might want you to completely cut this person off. The Seven of Wands is saying that you need to trust your judgment about how to handle this. Stand firm in whatever decision feels right for you, regardless of what others think you should do. Asterisk. There is also this element with the Seven of Wands of competition. This person has been viewing their relationship with you as a competition without you even knowing you are playing. They have been keeping score, comparing, measuring themselves against you. The Seven of Wands is revealing this competitive energy that has been directed at you. But here is the thing. You do not have to engage with it. You do not have to compete with someone who has made up a competition in their own head. You can simply step off that battlefield entirely and continue focusing on your own unique path. So Gemini, let me bring this all together for you because the message from these cards is so clear. Someone around you has been harboring jealousy toward you, and their ability to hide it is coming to an end. The Knight of Swords is bringing swift exposure and undeniable truth. The Fool is showing both their foolishness in thinking they could hide this forever, and your new beginning once you have clarity. The Death card confirms this is a complete ending, unnecessary transformation that cannot and should not be reversed. The Knight of Cups reveals the fake emotional support they have been giving you while internally feeling very different. The Knight of Pentacles shows this has been building slowly over time, likely related to material or practical achievements, and that you have earned everything you have through steady work. And the Seven of Wands confirms you have been under subtle attack, but you have maintained your position. And now you need to stand firm in defending your peace. This reading is ultimately really empowering for you. Yes, it might hurt to discover that someone was not genuine with you. Yes, it might be uncomfortable when the truth comes out. But you are getting the gift of clarity. You are getting the gift of knowing the truth, so you can make informed decisions about who deserves space in your life. You are getting the gift of a fresh start without carrying someone else's negative energy unknowingly. My advice to you is this: when this revelation happens, and it will happen soon based on the speed of these night energies, do not try to fix it or manage their feelings. Let the truth be what it is. Honor the ending that the Death card is bringing. Stand your ground like the Seven of Wands, and then step forward into your new chapter with the optimism and authenticity of the Fool. You deserve people around you who genuinely celebrate your wins. Who support you without hidden agendas? Who can be happy for you without making it about themselves? This exposure is clearing space for those real connections to flourish. Stay strong, Gemini, and trust that this revelation is happening for you, not to you.